Hello students, today we are starting chapter number 4 from 9th standard, that is memory, storage devices and data representation.
This part we will learn about what is memory and what is storage devices and how many storage devices available for computers. So let's start. Now introduction. We need to memorize the things and recall on the need. See, human beings also memorize the thing and recall whenever it is needed. Like say things, and you are also giving exams. You memorize at home and giving exams, appearing in the exams. And same like computers, we need store data and instruction for future use. Same like say our memory things also we are using for a future purpose, because in future we what we have say things we have kept or something, say that can be recalled and that used for future purpose. Now memory unit is a part of computer that we have already discussed. Memory unit, we have discussed that memory unit using the computers by giving data and taking data and synchronizing with the input and output device, like that. Now computer deals with different types of memories here. Not only the one memory, but computer deals with different types of memory, and that memory today we will discuss. Now there are mainly two major memories are, one is a primary memory and second is a auxiliary memory. Say two types of the memory available for the computers. And information stored in computers in a form of say binary digits, that is 0 and 1. You always know that computer is a machine, and they it will not say understand with human language. So the it is an electronic machine, so it only understand the signals, and that signals appears in a 0 and 1 only. Now, binary digits is known as a bits. In a short form, we can say it bits, and a group of 8 bits is known as a 1 byte. Okay. Now, storage capacity is measured in terms of bytes, kilobytes, that is called KB, megabytes, that is MB, and gigabyte, that is GB. And GB, you are familiar with that, because always net data you are getting in a GB. Okay. Now here is some relation between these major memories, 0 and 1, kilobytes and bytes, megabytes and say GBs. Okay. Now, what is the relationship? If we say the one bit, it is a single bit like 1 or 0. Okay, if we take the 8 bits, that is a 1 byte combination of ones and zeros. Okay, uh, 2 raised to 10 bytes, that is a say 1024 bytes. Say it is a called say 1 KB. In 1 KB, you are getting so much bytes. Okay, that is called kilobyte. Now 2 raised to 20 bytes, it is say 1024 kilobytes, that is equivalent to say 1 MB. MB, you familiar with megabytes. And also 2 raised to 30 bytes, that is a 1024 megabytes, that is equivalent to 1 GB gigabyte. You are familiar with that. Okay, 2 raised to 40 bytes, that is a 1024 gigabytes, and it is equivalent to say 1 terabyte. It is short form is TB. Now first type of memory computer having, that is a primary memory, and it is a main memory of the computers. We have already discussed so many times. And a computer can quick access whatever data stored in the computer. From this memory we have to access our data in a computer very quickly. Now it is made of larger number of cells. Many times we have discussed in the say in the class that cells having say different cluster, where the like a cupboard we have say in a cupboard it laying at our home, that having some boxes, and we are keeping our say school uniform different box, and regular clothes with different box. That is like a cell in the computers, same like a computers. Each cell identify by the number called cell address. Each, suppose we have in a not in a cupboard, but in the computer cell memory we call it a cell address, where it is a location, that is a call cell address. Now something like your home address, like, now each cell contains data. Each cell contains data. Whatever data is stored, that is contained by these cell. Now, so cell address is used to retrieve the data independent cell addresses. Now whatever cell address is storing the data, that is retrieved whenever we click on the file, we are opening mp3 documents or something. That cell address uh, is a purpose independent cell addresses retrieve the data from computer memory. Location of the memory to store data is randomly. Many times in the class we have discussed that whatever data we are storing on the hard disk, that is not in a line, say 1 2 3 4, it is a 1 4 10 15 like that. So location is a randomly used by the computer, wherever it's head it writing there only. Okay, now that's why it is a known random access memory. In a short form we call it RAM. Now, but retrieval of data is not random. Suppose whenever you prepare a one document, hard disk say saving it in a 15th location, when you open the document it is not random, you directly open your document, not a random. Okay, now, there are two types of sequence of retrieving data from the computer memory. One is a say FIFO, that is a first in, first out. Whatever data entered first, that is a retrieve first or access first. Okay. Now, it is just like a queue. Whenever you are using say ATM and or any queue like a ticket buying, that is like a queue. So whatever that person standing first, they will chance of getting first everything. Okay, and fast forwarding the songs also, you are playing songs on mp3 player. So if you want to listen the fourth song or fifth song, so you have to fast forward the first three songs, that is the first they are coming, because it is always from using start reading from the first. Okay, now second is a LIFO, last in first out. See, last in first out, mainly it is a use that whatever data comes last, that entered last, that is a go first. Okay, like rolled papers, whatever rolled paper having topmost layer, that will tear first, because it comes last and going first. Okay, now, types of sequence retrieving data from computer memory, and this is a concept of the first in, first out. Suppose this person is going inside in the process, that will come first out from here. Now, but in a last in, first out, that is called LIFO. Here you check the sequence, the same will be go here. Okay. Now, but here is the person below one is a came last, but it is a going first out. Okay, this is a accessing mechanism. Now random access memory, that is a short form is RAM. Now RAM is a volatile memory. It is ups and down up to our uses, and it requires continued power supply, because till the power supply, this memory is retained in the computer. Retained till power supply into the memory, it is just main storage of the computer. It is a main storage of computer, and two types of basic RAM. Two types of basic RAM, that is, one is a static and second is a dynamic. And difference is what? In the both, SRAM does not refresh because it is a static, it is remains same. But dynamic RAM can be refreshed in the sense, uh, change in MBs, GBs, and say KBs, like, okay. So generally it is a both volatile, and you watch it on the here screen. Just RAM is fixed here in the say uh, inside the motherboard CPU box, so you can watch it. Now read only memory, ROM. Which has permanent record data and instruction. Whatever data and instruction fitted on the uh, ROM, that is a permanent. Content can be read only. It means that you can't change it. Okay, it cannot be changed. ROM contains the content even if computer turn off. Whenever you computer is turn off, then also ROM contains the content. Now ROM containing boot programs and other system drivers file. See what, whenever you switch on the PC, it is directly reading the boot record or say ROM. So that computer starts from the booting process, it is called booting process also. And other system drivers like printer, scanner, mouse, keyboard, every files is checking by this ROM. There are some types of ROM also, let us check. Now PROM, programmable read only memory. It is a blank and data can be written by a special device called PROM programmer. In this programmable read-only memory, we can change the data, but we use the devices like PROM programmer, like. Okay, now EPROM, erasable programmable read-only memory. Content can be erased through ultraviolet light. See, in this ROM, some ultraviolet light is used for changing the data in the ROM. Just like we can say it is a like a mobile software actually when we are updating it. Okay, now EEPROM, electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. Now instead of using ultraviolet light, it's writing and erasing data read-only memory by electric signals. Whatever electric signals given on this ROM, that can be changed the data, and in this we can erase, we can write in electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. Now, EEPROMs are useful in manufacturing USB, cellular phone cards, and digital cameras, MP3 players, etc. Now, how it is came? Because you know that whenever you put the USB, say pen drive, in your computer or say in a mobile phone attached with, it is automatically on by the computer. Okay, it's showing the drive of the USB. Okay, that is say having say ROM. Now concept of ROM can be utilized to create firmware. Firmware we have already discussed, the embedded machines, embedded program, that is the call using this firmware, like washing machine, digital cameras, microwave oven, they have say firmwares. Okay, hardware utility with some software, it is directly connected hardware into software, then software into hardware, that is called firmware. Now many times firmware are updated. See, I already discussed in a previous slide that firmware, mobile OS is also called firmware, so it can be updated. Many times mobiles use FOTA, that firmware over the air, for update OS. OS in the sense, suppose whatever OS your mobile is having, like generally we all find Android. Okay, that Android software is a OS for mobiles, that can be over a time it is updated. We have already discussed about the firmware in a previous chapters also. Now it is mainly used in a washing machine. I already discussed in first topic. Okay, camera, microwave oven, examples of using firmwares. Now cache memory, this is actually very important. Cache memory, what is the work of cache memory? Now a special high speed storage called cache memory. Just like whenever one person is talking to other, in between that whatever sound raise or sound signal going in other person's ears, that also we can say example of cache memory. Cache memory is a small and high speed memory in computers central processing unit. It is very small and it has very high speed. Okay, now it access frequently because whenever you using the closing the window, opening the window, closing application, or every whatever you are doing by your mouse or say keypad, that is track record keeping by this cache memory. Now purpose of such memories to increase the speed of computer processor. Whenever you have high speed, say especially I am talking about gigahertz. You go, if you have PC at home, go to my computer and right click on it and say go to properties and check the gigahertz speed is there. So processor support this speed. Higher the gigahertz speed, higher the speed of the computer. And when processor perform any read write operation, cache memory is used. It first check the cache memory, because if it is in already you have on some application, then after your click cache memory check, this program is already on, so it is directly on by the computer. Now here is some difference between say RAM and ROM. Just check it out, that both are primary memory. Then also we discuss here, RAM is a random access memory, ROM is a read-only memory. RAM supports reading and writing operation of the computer, and but ROM supports only read options. Okay. Now data and instruction stored into it during its operation. Whenever you are using the device, that much data and instruction is stored. After switching off your device, the data will wiped up. Okay, but in the ROM, data and instruction stored during manufacturer in the sense where you are the companies, those who are prepares like mobile phones, like PCs, they using this ROM to store data in the computer. It is a volatile memory. It changes in a by the time. What is your use, how much you are using frequently, that much data is say using by the RAM. Okay, it non-volatile memory, it cannot be changed. Whatever data and instruction you keep using via computer or via mobile, but it is a non-volatile, it cannot be changed. Now secondary memory. Now the second type of the computer memory, this is a secondary memory. Primary memory is costly and have some limitation. We know that it is a very less storage and we can't save the things for longer period. Now in RAM and ROM cannot be written data for the longer period. RAM, you know, that is data is wiped up after switching off the computer. But if we want that for later use of data and instruction, we need to store a long time. Say suppose if we want to store the data for the long time, suppose today I have work and tomorrow same work I have need, so I have to retrieve that information for later use. Okay, so how can it possible? Let us check. This purpose secondary memory and secondary storage are available. Okay, is used. Secondary storage, large amount of data can be stored permanently in secondary storage we can store large amount of data, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte data in a permanently. For secondary memory storage devices like a hard disk, CDs, DVDs and pen drives are used. Now computer has input output channels, so in processor require for use computer, we have discussed in input output chapter that all input output actions are reading by the processor. So this also using by the computer memory for processor requirement, because whenever you enter the say some file that is a storage in a secondary device, that is able to say opening purpose. Now it is slower than primary memory but higher capacity. This is the main thing of secondary storage. It is a very slower. Whenever you retrieve the data, it's opening very say slow, like say primary memory is a very fast. So but it is a higher capacity in the sense, because RAM has say RAM and ROM have some limitations, but secondary storage don't have limitations. And it is a non-volatile. It cannot be changed itself, say computer switching off and switching on unchanged even after switching off. Now here is some hierarchy of the secondary memory and primary memory. Let us check. See, here is a computer memory. We have discussed primary memory, secondary memory. And primary memory we can find RAM and ROM, two types. And in a RAM we have find two types, that is a SRAM, static RAM, and DRAM, dynamic RAM. And in a ROM we have find say three types: PROM, EPROM and EEPROM. But in a secondary memory we can find hard disk, CD-ROMs, pen drives and memory cards. That is you are familiar with that. Now hard disk, the first type of secondary storage devices, that is a hard disk. You watch is on the screen. This is a head writing on the this CDs, keeping inside in the hard disk. Now let us check elaborate more here. Now hard disk consists one or more rigid metal plates coated with metal oxide. You just watching on this that is called platters. Okay, this is a head writing over the platters. That material allows to record on the surface. Whatever we are saving the document, that material record by this head on the say platters. Okay, data and instruction are recorded on the oxide base surface in a magnetizing particles. Whatever data storing this head that you are watching on the screen, that is by oxide base magnetizing particles, that that is also in a zeros and one only. Okay, now hard disk allow modification in the content. What is the best thing is we can find in a say secondary storage, that is we can change data as per our choice. Okay, now content can be modified timely. Okay, time being. And high rate of speed, it is a high rate of speed, that is a depend on the computer actually, because speed of the platters, that is we discuss here over here discussing over here. Now typically 5400 to 7200 revolution per minute. These discs are moving very fast in the say in a computer when it is on. So it is a RPM, that is a called revolution per minute. You are have in a this science, you can use say these words in a science lesson, that is called motion, that car wheels and speed and everything. So it has typically say 5400 to say 7200 revolution in a 1 minute. It is revolving it this much time. Now head read and write data. This is here it is a head that is keep writing data on the this platters. Now external hard disk, it is a same like a hard disk we have discussed in a previous slide, Mainly what happened that say hard disk is generally fitted in the CPU box, but external hard disk you are watching on this screen, that is a external hard disk, that is a can be attached with say computer PC with USBs. Okay, now range of the storage capacity of hard disk in PC, that is a 10 GB 500 GB, can having say range of storing data. Hard disk mostly inside the CPU box. Mainly we have seen many times that a hard disk always generally in the CPU box, but many external hard disk also can be found. These external hard disk can be found. Now it is having memory space up to say 1 terabyte or more. You can find in the market, say you can get say 1 terabyte or above these external hard disk that can be used extra storage devices attached with the PC. It is a extra storage. Extra storage means what? That whenever we give the presentation or some data carry out in a say a geographically distant places like other cities or say abroad, that external hard disk can be used while copying data and taking away uh, from your computer. Now so it is called a external drives. Now compact disc, short form is CD. Compact disc is called optical disc. This is an optical disc you are watching on the screen. It is a portable and storage say having 4.7 inches diameter. You just watch it on screen from this center from the edges. It is a 7.5 inches diameter. CDs contain all types of data. See MP3, MP4, documents, everything, photos can be stored on these CDs. Now, typically it has capacity of 650 storage. It has 650 storage to write the data, and mostly do not provide data modification. Data modification in the sense, once you have written data on say blank CDs, that cannot be changed in a future. Okay, uh, most three popular compact disc are CD-ROM, CDR, that is called, and third is a CD-RW. Now CD-ROM and CDR almost it is the same. It is a both are only recordable. What is only recordable? But in a CD-RW, say it is a rewritable. We call it compact disc rewritable CDs. Okay, what is the difference between these two? That is you are looking on the glowing surface, that is always like a yellow shaded or gold shaded, but in a CDRW, that is the surface is a say grayish surface, glowing grayish surface. That is a bit difference between the CD-ROM, CDR and say CD-RW. Now concept of worm, that is a use in writing CDs, that is a write once read many. When you have written data on the CDs, or say you can check your game CDs always keeping in the say CD driver, say that is a CD writer we can say. So that can be used many times. So that concept is called worm. The digital versatile disc, that is called DVD. You are very familiar with this word. Okay, digital versatile discs are popularly known as DVDs. You are watching on this screen this violet color surface, that is a writing place of the DVDs. This optical disc can store data like movies, high definition and sound quality. Definition in the sense that it is a high resolution. High resolution, say it is a clearer movies and pictures also. Okay. Now sound quality is also very high. Now it is like a same as CDs. You look in these DVDs, that is same like a CDs. Physical resemblance also CD like. You look at the pictures, it is like a CD only, but it can encode data different format, higher density. It means what? Whatever data and instruction are recorded on these CDs, that is a very high density. It can store much more on the cell. That's why it is called higher density. Storage capacity more than the 4 GB. On this digital versatile disk, we can store data and instruction above 4 GB, more than 4 GB. USB pen drives. You are watching on this screen, that is a pen drives. USB flash drive are also known as a pen drives or thumb drives. Okay. Now they are very small. You are watching on the screens. We can, it is a fix on our fingers. Small, portable. We can portable in the sense we can carry anywhere, and rewritable. Once you have data written, it can be rewrite many times or any times. Okay. The full form of USB is Universal Serial Bus. What is call it? Say Universal Serial Bus. They are come in a different storage capacities like 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, and so on. Now 1 TB above storage capacity are available in the market. Now these devices are easily connected with the MP3 players, TV, computers. We can, a USB port is given on the TVs. Now flat TVs having USB port, you direct watch your movies and everything, whatever stored in a pen drive directly in your TV or MP3 player, or say in a computer. Okay. Now students, chapter 4 part 1 is over. Hope you like this. Any feedback, any queries or any suggestion regarding this, please message me, contact me. Thank you so much for watching. Whatever feedback, comment on the YouTube also. Okay. Thank you so much.